Hey, Monique here in my new Silver Paw Studio space, and I'm putting the last touches on it this week. So this isn't the grand tour of the space, but this space is going to allow me to make a lot of different changes in my studio this year. So I wanted to let you know kind of what I'm doing. Perhaps I can inspire you for a new service or offering at your studio. So it's pretty exciting. I've got a couple of things hung up, a couple pieces of furniture and a new rug in here, window stuff going up next week maybe. So pretty exciting. One of the first things I'm going to do, even if that's not all done, is I'm going to start office hours. So at my old studio space, it was just by appointment only. I didn't have drop-in times, but with this being a retail location, I wanted to have more opportunities for my clients to just drop in and have set hours. So I will be at this location every Tuesday and Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the thought being that those will be my regular office hours, but I can also come in and go obviously any other time. And the veterinarians who work out of this space, their set times are going to be Wednesdays and Thursdays. So just so there's not a lot of stuff happening in the lobby back and forth with everyone, we've just chosen some office hours days. So that is a new thing for my studio, is that I will be here those 2 days, and that will be the day that people can pick up their order, that we can do consultations, that we can do sales meetings. Obviously, I'll make meetings outside of those hours, but those are the first hours that are going to be available. Woo. All right, so I'm letting my clients know now about that so they know coming up in a week that it will be available at this address. I got some other ideas. Let's head into the studio and we'll talk about those. All right, so let me get in some shade here. To go along with the office hours, what I'm doing is also having express sessions at the studio. And the first one I'm offering is express headshots / business portraits. And people can schedule those for one person and a pet. And this end of the studio will have my backdrop set up and my lights, and they'll have the choice between a couple of different backdrops, and I'll be able to process their images pretty quickly for them. And so instead of me hauling all of my stuff to a location, I know some business owners don't have a brick and mortar space, so we'd have to find a location, and if it snows and things like that. So this will be a nice way for people to just schedule and pay online for any of those Tuesday and Friday office hours. It's a 15-minute express session, and they just come right here to this new office and we'll have it all set up for them. So that is something new in the studio this year as well. Let's find some better light. Wow. Yes, I need to get shades for the big windows. Woo! So the other express session type will be newly adopted animal sessions. So I'm going to put the word out, and they can adopt from anywhere, but some of the shelters I work with, I'm going to say, hey, can I put a flyer, or can you just let people know into adoption packets? But what I'm offering is you can schedule an express photo session for a newly adopted pet that you've adopted in the last 30 days to come in and get kind of like a get to know you photo session, kind of like a new baby, a new member of the family. This will be just for that pet, and it'll be, again, one of those 15-minute express sessions, and they'll get a gallery of images to choose from, and it'll just be like a little bit lower cost to entry just for those newly adopted animals. So I'm pretty excited for that, and I've actually already let some people in the community know, and they're pretty excited for that too. And so that'll be the next phase of what I roll out. I've also teased out that I will be doing another book project for 2023. The registration will open for that in about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm working on a whole bunch of the back end, again in 17 hats. I'm just copying what I had in HoneyBook. So a lot of it will be automated, fantastic, and there'll be more opportunity for more dogs to be in this book. Last year's book, was NOCO for Doggos, A Dog's Guide to Northern Colorado. And I am actually scripting out a video that I'll be putting out very soon about my whole experience doing a book project. I know you probably have some questions about doing this for your studio. I absolutely loved it. I followed a course that I'll tell you about and give you kind of my feedback of what it was like. But since I've done it once, I know I can do it again. And so I have teased out that I'm doing a breed-specific book for 2023, and that will come out for registration in about 3 weeks. So I really loved this project, and it's done so much for me, and I can't wait to share everything about this book with you. But as far as what I'm doing in the studio for 2023, I will be doing another book project that's dog breed specific. Yeah. Something else that I'm working on but don't have any date set for is having community events in this space. So it's got a good size space in here, and the entryway is a good size space. And I've talked to a person at the vet clinic that also shares this space, and they have some, like a bigger gym type area on the other side. So we've talked about doing joint events, and I can just do some events as well. So my thought is that I would do Saturdays or evening events and have them not necessarily be pet photography related. So I've got a ton of ideas for that. There is a company here called Plantiness. That's her word for happiness. She loves plants, and she has Plantiness parties where she brings in plants and pots, and you can decorate the pots and plant your plant. And so people could put their dog's name on there, their collar on there. That's something I'm really looking forward to. I'll probably have my book launch party here. I talked to another person, and she just published a book this last year. She said, what about having an author event? I thought about having like a journal supply swap, because I set up my journal, kind of a bullet journal thing once a month, and I have stickers and things I don't always use. So it's just something we can all come in, and they can bring their dog. And so that's the other thing, is that they could just bring their dog and do these fun things while the dogs are hanging out with them. So I have a bunch of ideas for different things that could happen in the studio. Maybe as much as once a month, but probably every couple of months, have an event that's just for fun. And eventually I'll probably bring in guest speakers, like maybe a dog trainer, maybe I will do a cell phone photography class, something like that. But I wanted to start off just very social, just get together and hang out with your dogs and maybe do a project. So this space would be perfect to host about 8 or 10 people here. So that is something coming up that I've also teased all of my clients and my community about. I also forgot to add in here, this is where I'll be hosting the ProPetPhotog Community Center members gathering here in August of 2023. So if you are a member of the ProPetPhotog Community Center, you will be invited. It is part of your membership, and we will have all kinds of classes over about 2 days in this event. So wanted to make sure I added that in there for you as well. All right, and we're back here in the entryway. The last thing that I'm letting you know I'm changing in my studio is that I will be hosting every Tuesday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. will be a drop-in coffee hour. So as I come into the studio and unlock and start setting up, I'm just inviting whoever wants to stop by with their dog to have a cup of coffee or tea with me every Tuesday morning at opening. And I think that'll just be a great way to get to know people. They can have a look around the studio. This will be right before I do any of those weekly sessions. And just hang out. Over in the corner here, I have a bookshelf that's coming, and I'll have a lending library in there. So there's a lot of dog books that I can lend out to people. It'll just be just a social hour. Just drop in if you want to during the first hour of every Tuesday. That'll get me to the studio on time and have something that people can look forward to doing with their dog if they want to. Yeah. That's what I've got coming up for 2023 for Silver Paw Studio. Lots of new things, lots of things for my community, for previous clients, for new clients, just for anyone to drop in. I'm really missing that social aspect after, the pandemic and having my studio in that other location and just being in the next town over. This is going to help me connect with the community again, and the community connect with me and just have some other fun things for their dogs and easier ways to access the things that I offer here at Silverpaw Studio. So I hope this was inspiring to you. Let me know if you try any of these things in your studio too. I'll let you know how it goes throughout the year. And we open in 1 week. Furniture is getting delivered in 2 days. And I can't wait to share with you the final put together of the whole studio space. Show you kind of the things reasons why we've put things in different places and how things are going the first couple of weeks. So I'm excited to share that with you here coming up very soon. And of course, my video all about the book project. So if you're interested in pet photography, make sure that you subscribe and like this if you liked it. Boop, 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 boop. All right, I got to get going, and it's great to see you. And as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs.